A metaphysical understanding of numbers. To the material scientists, numbers are merely symbols of comparative quantity. To the metaphysical scientists or numerologists, numbers assume a more profound significance. They represent aspects of what it is to be human. In numerology, all numbers develop from and are connected to the absolute number 1. For this number represents the expression of the ego, without which human life is expressionless and would cease to exist. To truly understand numerology, we must first know the essential metaphysical meaning of the numbers, as based on the original arcane meanings taught 2,500 years ago by Pythagoras. And numerologists go even farther back than this. 1. The number 1 is a physical number. As the only absolute number, it is the symbol of divine expression. It is the key to the verbal self-expression and the expression of the ego. As a microcosm of the divine, the macrocosm, it is the key to our communication skills. Number 2 is the first spiritual feeling number. It represents the duality of humans and symbolizes the gateway to our sensitivities, as well as our need to be part of a pair. It is the number of intuition. Number 3 is the first mind thinking number. Following the primary verbal 1 and intuitive 2 expressions comes the mental. It is the gateway to the conscious mind and to rational understanding, the focus of left brain activity. The key to memory. The number 3 is symbolized by the triangle, representing the connection of mind, soul, and body. 4 is the number at the center of the physical doing plane. The key to orderliness, practicality, and organizing. It is symbolized by the square, the basis of all practical construction. Ooh, that's a little gray hair right there. That's that wisdom. You're 5 is the center of the soul feeling plane and the very center of the total birth chart. It is the spiritual number representing love and freedom of expression. 6 is the center of the mind thinking plane, where it represents creativity, the integration of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It also represents the opposite of creativity, destruction. This is negative creativity expressed as worry, stress, anxiety, and depression. A lot of life path 6 can be very worrying, anxiety people. From my experience, they all are like that. They're just the negative part. Positive, the number 6 is, we'll get into that. Let's continue. Number 7 is the symbol of the temple, the human body, and its 7 chakras or power centers. It is the teaching, learning number, the number of practical, philosophical experience. Such learning is usually acquired through sacrifice as the means of indelible instruction. Sacrifice as in giving up a normal life to study. giving up a relationship to go deep and dive deep into their studies. Number 7 is like, I don't know if Nikola Tesla is the number 7, but his life is a perfect example of a 7. Like all he did was give all his focus to his work. He did not. Apparently, he didn't really care about relationships. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just the rumors. 8 is the most active spiritual number, situated at the active end of the soul plane. It is the number of wisdom, expressed intuitively through loving action. It brings independence into focus. 9 is the threefold number at the action end of the mind plane. As mind in action, it represents ambition, the physical aspect, responsibility, the thinking aspect, and idealism, the spiritual aspect. And so combines the attributes of each of the previous numbers. 0 is a symbol rather than a number. The 0 is present in many birth dates and has an important symbolic significance. Philosophically and mathematically, it represents nothing as the numerator and everything as the denominator. The two infinites, the two infinite ends of the infinite, neither of which is physically attainable. Thus, this is a totally mystical symbol, indicative of the degree of spiritual mysticism inherent but rarely developed in the individual. Anyone who has one or more zeros in their birth date has an inherent spirituality that they should recognize, for it has the potential to assist them in understanding many of the deeper aspects of life, such as life's purpose, the power of thought, and the process of reincarnation. Now, like when you said 0, that's like 1980. That's like October 20th, 1990. See, those are definite zeros. October 10, 10. The 20th, 20. 1980, 1990, same thing, a 0. Another birthday would be, because May and June, they don't count. They don't really have zeros. It's just a single number. We write on sometime on the birthday, you just say May, you would put 05, but technically it's just 5. So like the 20th, the 30th, the 10th, year 2000, that's 3 zeros. Now, like when it was saying it's rarely developed in the individual, especially now, because we don't even concern ourselves with this type of stuff. Most of us only concerned about what kind of car we gonna drive, what kind of clothes we gonna have, what kind of house we gonna live in, what type of job career we gonna work at, what type of title, label we gonna be called, what type of position we hold. We don't really care about the deepest parts of life yet, but it's coming. It's coming every day. We're getting closer and closer and closer to it. But for the most part, we don't care about that. Look at your friends and your family. They don't give a damn about that shit. They trying to figure out how they gonna pay their bills. How they gonna get their racks up. What they gonna, who firing up, who barbecuing. You know what I'm talking about? Where we meeting up at? Where the party at? We're not really concerned about all that stuff. But it's cool though. We supposed to have fun. So I'm not saying don't have fun. We supposed to. All I'm saying is it's more to life to learn. And the more you learn, the more fun life gets. But those are numbers. Also, 1, 4, and 7 are physical numbers, material numbers. 2, 5, and 8 are soul, spiritual numbers. They are emotional, intuitive, feeling numbers. And 3, 6, and 9 are mental, thinking, rational numbers. Peace and love.